You know, I'd rather take at 18 though. It was honest to God. It sounds crazy. I get it, and people are gonna be pissed off as soon as they hear this coming out of my mouth. But I'd rather take Hendon Hooker at 18. I think Hendon Hooker's a better prospect.
I agree.
At the quarterback position than Will Levis. And that was the guy I wanted to hint to as as my number 2 on the board is him.
Hendon Hooker, yeah, like I said, if he was healthy, he'd be over Will Levis in the quarterback rankings for sure this year. And we've got a whole topic about him. You want to just dive into that now?
No, yeah, that's what I was going to do.
Yeah, so PFF, Chris, do you have that graphic of
PF Chang's
quarterback landing spots coming out of this draft? And Hendon Hooker's is the Detroit Lions.
What does that mean, landing spots? Like
who's where
just
they're going to be?
Just throwing it out there like, they're probably going to land here.
Yeah, where they're going to be. What do you mean?
I mean, like, what pick? At what pick does he land in Detroit? You know what I'm saying?
It's one of the picks they got.
That's what I'm saying.
You got C.J. Stroud with the Panthers, Bryce Young with the Texans, AR-15 Colts, Lil Levis with the Raiders, and then Hendon Hooker with the Detroit Lions. We remember seeing Ray Agnew talking to Hendon Hooker
at the Senior Bowl.
They spent a lot of time with him, talked to him. If he didn't get hurt, we've talked about it before, he was lights out this year, obviously, Tennessee. They were, before he got hurt, they were a national title contender. Before he got hurt, he was the Heisman favorite. He would have won the Heisman for sure. If he didn't get hurt, he would have been a top 10, top 5 pick in this year's draft. And you look at, Chris, do you have that other graphic of his stat? This one stood out to me, too, is like, obviously, he had Jalen Hyatt, and they ran a good offense, but Hendon Hooker, even with missing, I don't remember how many games he missed. I think it was 4 or 5. He had the most completions on 40-plus yard throws last season with 10. Like, he's got the arm. We talk about Anthony Richardson having the arm talent to get the ball down the field, but he's not as accurate, and he struggles with turnovers. Hendon Hooker does not. He does not struggle with turnovers. He is an accurate passer, and he's got the arm to put it out there. So that, yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that. At 18, that might be a little bit of a stretch. But I understand where you're coming from with like wanting the 5th-year option, so getting him there. But
and it's more than just the 5th-year option. The 5th-year option on the most important position in the game, like one that historically kind of like helps determine Super Bowl winners. I can't. Outside of a skill set level, I'm talking about like the contract. Like if that 5th-year option at the quarterback position means a lot. So if they did make the move, I wouldn't like. I wouldn't be pissed at all, to be honest with you. Like Hendon Hooker is my reality number 2.
David Gerard in the Woodward Sports Chat says, or trade up/down to 32 in the first round and nab him.
There's no 32. There's 31.
Oh yeah, 31.
Yeah. 31.
But what if you traded up from your second round? Give both of those second rounders, move up to 31 and get them.
2 second rounders?
I mean, it would probably take that, yeah. Or a second round.
It's like 31. It's basically another second round pick.
Yeah. What's the Lions' first second round pick? 44, right?
55, I think, right?
I think it's 44 and 48.
Yeah, 48 and 55.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So
who cares?
To move up
49 to 55.
49 to 55.
So to move up 18 picks, it would probably take that second rounder and a third at least.
I don't know about second and third.
To move into the first round?
To
move back into the first round?
Yeah, no, because remember at the very end of last year when the Vikings had like a swap. I think actually with the Packers. Either way, they end up with Klein or whatever, and I think the Packers end up with Devontae. What the fuck happened? Chris, you rather raise your hand?
Well, I mean, you guys stole the conversation. The point I was going to make is, wouldn't you rather just trade up to the last pick in the first if you want that extra 5th-year value? Because it's very clear that nobody's going to take him in the first round. I should say very clear. I mean, things in the NFL happen, but it's very likely that a guy projected 3rd round is not going to end up being a first-round pick. So if you really do want to take Easy's route and get that extra year, then either trade back from 18 to get more draft capital, or use your second and your extra second and whatever else it takes to get to 31. That would be my approach to it. I would be a lot less mad at that than drafting him at 18.
I'm tripping right now thinking about this. Like, you think about Brad Holmes, because he is him. I think we've seen him. We think that he's won majority of his trades. We got to see the T.J. Hawkinson one play out, which I think he's won, especially if he re-signs DJ Chark because of the extra draft capital he does have. He really does have the liberty and freedom to move into 31. Because I really don't think second or third maybe, but I don't even know if it has to be that necessarily. Or even like I don't know. That's crazy to think about because you really could hit on 6 and 18, and still, like you said, use the extra second round picks to grab it. That'd be a slam dunk. I would not be mad at all.
No,
I mean I already told you. Sure, Stroud, Young, Richardson, and then Hooker for me.
Yeah.
But in the reality, like what we actually have an opportunity to grab, I'm looking at Hooker and maybe Richardson. But Hooker's number 2 for me.
Number 2?
In terms of reality, like guys were actually yeah. Four on the big board, yeah. Mm-hmm. But I'm surprised. I'm wondering if people are more confused with like the questioning in this poll. I apologize for it. Maybe I should have said who would you like more?
Who would you rather have? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. That's probably how I should have put it. But I said, what would you hate more? I'm surprised to see Hendon Hooker at 54%. There's no way that Levis is seen ahead of him as a prospect if he was fully healthy entering this draft.
Yeah, definitely not.
Like Levis turns 24, I think, right before the season starts. I get Hendon Hooker's 25. He also has an early birthday. It's January, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. January, February. That's like as soon as the year starts, you're up a year.
Yeah.
So it looks a lot worse than like it actually is. I'll do the math during the break. Do the actual like monthly breakdown on the difference, but talk it. You get like everything you said about the accuracy. You still run the football. I don't get why people would hate that, especially again if it's at 31. It's almost too.
Especially because this is a perfect situation to bring him into where you have Jared Goff for a year. So if he's not going to be healthy next year, which I'm not sure exactly when his timetable is looking to return, you don't have to rush it because you have Jared Goff here for 2 years still.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need to rush him into anything. We need this quarterback here now. It's like it is a guy who can be the future, and he has insurance to not rush forward to make anything happen. You have the insulation with Jared Goff to be able to sit him down, make sure he's fully healthy, get him acclimated into the offense, and then put him out there once you decide what you're going to do with Jared Goff.
And then you already threw up the graphic of the most 40-yard?
Mm-hmm.
God damn, bro.
Yeah.
That's a deep ball, too. Guess you got Jameson Williams.
Yep.
I'm gonna see. I know that Pod has a tracker on who the Detroit Lions visited the top 30 picks because obviously they're the pick 6. I'm wondering if I got pick 18 too. I wonder if they visited with Hendon Hooker. I know obviously they met up with him at the freaking Senior Bowl. But some of that too, I didn't read too much into that just because they're from the same hometown. I think a lot of it could have just been like conversation of Hendon Hooker knowing that Ray Agnew was from the same town he was. I think it's somewhere in Carolina, one of the Carolinas. I don't know, but JB, that was some good breaking news, dog. That was some good breaking news. I think it spawned an interesting conversation. Obviously, one with Levis at 18, but beyond that, I'm not interested in that kid at all. But Hooker at 18, I still would even hate that. But I would rather a situation where they draft back into the first round than do so.
The guy who actually put out this mock draft did do the round 2 as well for the Lions too.
Who's he got?
How many tight ends you guys taking?
Well, with the next pick at 49, it will be Jack Campbell from Iowa.
Okay.
Everyone likes that.
Yeah.
At 56, I should say, they take Zach Charbonnet from running back from UCLA.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. That. I don't like it.
I don't see. I mean, you just signed David Montgomery a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. This mock draft just came out today too.
That one's because that's not even like being lazy. Where like I feel like Kuiper is being lazy with the tight end at 18.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like because David Montgomery is a big splash. Like that, everyone knows about that. Yeah. You don't have to do any homework to know that.
Well, I mean, if you got to think about it at the point like DeAndre Swift could be gone as well after next year.
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing with Justin Jackson? They did re-sign Craig Reynolds, but
yeah,
they got Mont, but who are they going to put behind him if DeAndre Swift ends up leaving?
Yeah, I just feel like
there's a lot. I'd rather have a running back later than that.
The DTR pick, guys, please go and watch the combine throwing session. DTR looked god awful. Can we be for real? He's smaller too. I know you're a fan of him at late, but the combine shit turned me off.
I like Clayton Tune more than DTR late.
Yeah, honestly, I don't remember watching him throw at the combine. Did he go?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, I'll have to look it up. And to a big split in the Woodward Sports chat saying I sound crazy talking about Hooker in the first. Not really if you consider the 5th-year options. It's really not. Shit, I think we're all going to be surprised where he lands.
I don't think it's going to be in the first.
How early he goes.
But, the Lions, with their first round pick,
yeah,
they're probably going defense.
Yeah.
And